I am Dr. W.P. Gunane from Kamla Nehru Mahavidyalaya, Nagpur. Today we are going to discuss the valence bond theory. In the first previous lecture, we were discussed about the important features of VBT and hybridization and magnetic criteria. Now, and also we were seen last time that the formation of complex, octohedral complex, and today we are going to discuss the formation of complex, but the geometry, square planar, tetrahedral, and some octohedral complexes. So we are discussing today the valence bond theory of the transition metal complexes, and here today we are going to discuss the different complexes having octahedral, tetrahedral and square planar geometry, and one by one we are going to see here. Last time we were discussed about the inner orbital octahedral complex and outer orbital octahedral complexes, and now next here today we are going to see these tetrahedral complexes with sp3 hybridization, and some of these ions may form tetrahedral complexes of sp3 hybridization, and one of such type of ion for d5 configuration is Mn2 plus, and giving the complex of this type tetrabromo manganese 2 minus, and structure of this complex is shown here. Formation is shown in this slide. That as we know, magnesium atom number 25, so configuration is argon 3d5 4s2, and here Mn in this complex, Mn is in a 2 plus state. So in this complex Mn is in a 2 plus state. So 2 electron from 4d, 2 electron from 4s is removed, and forming this type of 3d5. So this is the configuration of 3d5. So Mn2 plus is a d5 configuration. So in the ground state of Mn2 plus have 3d5 4h0 4p0, and now as we are here, this metal ion undergo sp3 hybridization. So only we have this s orbital vector and 3p orbital vector. Therefore there is no any excited state, or there is no any change in the 3d electrons. And now here 4 orbitals are available. So 1 4s and 3p orbital undergo hybridization and forming 4 sp3 hybrid orbital of equivalent energy and shape, and here 4 bromo of these bromine ligands donate electron pair to the vacant orbital and forming sp3 hybridization, and shape of this because of the hybridization is sp3, shape of the molecule is tetrahedral. So this is the one example of formation of tetrahedral complex with sp3 hybridization. An example is tetrabromo manganese 2 minus complex here. In the next, now we are going to see the complexes with the d7, d8, d9 and d10 configuration. And in case of this configuration, 3d orbital have following types of configuration in the ground state. So 3d orbital have 3d7 means 7 electron, 5, 6, 7. In case of 3d8, 5 orbital go singly, and then electrons go down in this way, and 1, 6, 7 and 8. So in this way 9 electrons are here, 3d10 10 electrons are there. So d7, d8, d9, d10 have ground state configuration in this configuration. And now d7 have example of this complex ion is cobalt is the metal ion, and hexa echo cobalt 2 plus is the complex in which cobalt 2 plus is a d7 configuration, and d8 is a nickel 2 plus, and complex is hexaamine nickel 2 plus. These are the complexes of d7 and d8. And in the next slide now we are going to see the formation of these two types of complexes, hexa echo cobalt and hexaamine nickel. And in case of this d7 configuration, cobalt having the atom number 27, configuration is argon 3d7 4s2, and now 2 plus charge is there on the cobalt, so 2 electron loss from the 4s, and remaining 7 electrons are in the d orbital. So 3d have 7 electrons, so it is the case of d7 configuration. So cobalt 2 plus is the case of d7 configuration, and now this cobalt 2 plus undergo sp3 d2 hybridization. So there is no any change in the arrangement of the 3d because we are using the outer d orbital. So 1 s and 3p and 2d orbital undergoes hybridization and forming sp3d2 hybrid orbitals of equivalent energy and shape. So these 6 orbitals are vacant, and now 6 ligand donate electron pair to the vacant orbital of metal and undergoes sp3d2 hybridization, and because of sp3d2 hybridization this complex is octahedral, and again now outer orbital complex because outer d orbitals we are using for this hybridization. So there is no any excited state in this complex. And now next one is a D8 nickel 2 plus metal ion. As we know, the atomic number of nickel is 28, so configuration is argon 3d8 4s2, and in case of this complex nickel 2 plus have the 2 plus charge, and so 2 electron from 4s is lost, and now 8 electrons are there. So this is the case, nickel 2 plus is the case of D8 configuration. And again now we are in this case also we are using outer d orbital, therefore there is no any excited state, and all the 6 ligand donate electron pair to the vacant hybrid orbital and forming coordinate bond. So in this case 1 4s 3p and 2d orbitals undergo hybridization forming 6 sp3d2 hybrid orbital, and in this way there is a formation of 6 coordinate bond and hybridization is sp3d2, and again this is octahedral complex and outer orbital octahedral complex. So these are the examples of D7 and D8 configuration. Now we are going to see the geometry complexes, that is tetrahedral or square planar complexes having the coordination number 4. Tetrahedral and square planar complex have coordination number 4, and some examples have been shown here in this table: D8, D9, D10, D7, D8 already we have seen, D8, D9, D10, and their corresponding metal ions are shown here: nickel 2 plus, copper 2 plus, Cu plus 1 or zinc 2 plus, and these are their complexes. And hybridization, D8 in case of nickel 2 plus, nickel show both dsp2 and sp3 square planar and tetrahedral complex. In case of Cu2 plus, the geometry is hybridization is doubtful, and therefore geometry is also doubtful. In case of D10, Cu plus 1 shows the sp3, and both zinc 2 plus show tetrahedral geometry because hybridization is sp3. So here first we are going to see the D8 configuration in case of D8, D9, D10. So first example is the formation of tetra cyano nickel 2 minus complex here, and having the dsp2 hybridization, that is square planar geometry. So in this case again now nickel have in the ground state, atomic number is 28, argon 3d8 4s2. So 2 plus is there, so 2 electron from 4s is lost and 8 electrons are there. So nickel 2 plus is the case of D8 configuration. And now there is an excited state because the hybridization is dsp2. This nickel undergo square planar geometry with a dsp2, so we have to use 1d orbital, and electron from this, so there is excited state, this electron is shifted here and rearrangement is taking place, that is called excited state of nickel 2 plus ion. So this is nickel 2 plus in ground state, this is nickel 2 plus in excited state. So this electron is shifted here and now rearrangement, and after arranging this orbital made vacant, and now 1 3d, 1 4s and 3p orbital and 2 p orbital, 1d, 1 s and 2 p orbital undergo hybridization forming 4 hybrid orbital of equal energy. And these 4 orbitals, here the ligand cyano group, that is the cyanide, 4 ligand donate electron pair here and forming the hybridization dsp2 type of hybridization and forming 4. So this is the dsp2 hybridization found in a tetracyanonickel 2 minus complex. So this is the formation of this nickel complex and with hybridization of dsp2. And next example is a formation of nickel complex of tetrachloronickel 2 minus complex, and this complex have sp3 hybridization. So nickel shows both square planar and also tetrahedral complex. So here nickel 2 plus ion is in a ground state, have this configuration as we have seen, 2 electron lost from this and 8 electrons in the nickel 2 plus in the ground state have, and as the configuration is sp3, as the hybridization is sp3, there is no need to rearrange these d electrons, and therefore 1 s and 3p orbitals are already vacant, and therefore there is no any excited state, and 1 s and 3p orbital undergoes hybridization forming sp3 hybrid orbital of equal energy, and in this case 4 orbital 4 electron pair donated by the ligand and occupying here and undergoes this sp3 hybridization. So 4 orbitals have vacant in case of nickel and 4 ligand donated electron pair forming 4 coordinate bond. So the hybridization is sp3. So we have seen both. D8 is the configuration of nickel 2 plus and nickel 2 plus shows square planar and also sp3 that is tetrahedral geometry. Now another complex is there after that, this copper complexes, and this copper complex show the formation of this complex. As we know, Cu copper have atom number 29 and configuration is 3d10 4s1, argon 3d10 4s1. So this is the copper in ground state 3d10 4s1. And Cu2 plus have the configuration 1 electron from this and 1 electron from this is lost, 1 and this one, and having D9. So this is the case of D9 configuration, and Cu2 plus in tetrahedral hybridized state. So now it undergoes sp3 hybridization. So 1 unpaired electron is here and 1 s and 3p orbital undergoes hybridization forming 4 sp3 hybrid orbital of equivalent energy and 4 ligand donate electron pair here and forming this type of geometry sp3 hybridization. So Cu2 plus show again now both. One is sp3 and also dsp2. So in this way sp3 hybridization can take place, and now it is also noted that the unpaired electron is present in the 4p orbital, and now here it is shifted. Another possibility of formation of complex Cu2 plus also form square planar hybridized state. And now same arrangement here, Cu2 plus have 8 electrons are here and this orbital made vacant and this electron is shifted to the 4p orbital, and now dsp2 1d 1s and 2p orbital undergoes hybridization and forming 4 dsp2 hybrid orbital, and here ligand can donate electron pair to this 4 orbital and forming 4 coordinate bond, and in this way rearrangement of the electron can take place, and 1 electron from this is shifted here and this orbital d orbital made vacant. In this way Cu2 plus can show sp3 hybridization, also can show dsp2 hybridization. Both the possibilities are there, and after this we are going to see the in the next slide the formation of copper complex or zinc complex, that is D10 configuration. This is the example of D10. Copper we have seen nickel is a D8, copper 2 plus is a D9, and now this is the D10, that is metal ions are Cu plus 1 or Zn2 plus. In case of Zn2 plus, configuration of zinc 2 plus is a argon 3d10 4s2, atom number is 13, and 2 electron lost from the zinc, so 2 electron from 4s is lost and forming 3d10. So this is the case of 3d10. In case of Cu plus 1, 1 electron is here, 3d10 4s1. So Cu plus 1 means 1 electron is lost and d10 is the configuration. So again now here these complexes G2 plus or Cu plus 1 undergo sp3 hybridization, so therefore there is no any excited state because 1s and 3p orbitals are vacant, and these orbitals 1s and 3p orbital undergoes hybridization forming sp3 hybrid orbital, and in this sp3 hybrid orbital ligand donate electron pair to the vacant orbital and forming 4 hybrid orbital 4 covalent bond, and therefore in this way sp3 hybridization can take place, and therefore the shape is tetrahedral. So this is the formation of example of D10 with sp3 hybridization in case of Cu plus 1 or zinc 2 plus. Another inner orbital complex of the D7 is there. Example of the complex is hexaamine cobalt 2 plus complex. So in case of cobalt 2 plus ion, atom number of cobalt is 27, configuration is argon 3d7 4s2, and 2 electron lost from 4s, so 7 electrons are there in cobalt 2 plus. So this is the case of D7 configuration. So this is the ground state of cobalt 2 plus, and in the excited state we have to shift, we want 2 orbital vacant, d orbital vacant, so the electron from these 2 is shifted here, and now and one electron is shifted to the 5s. So here are the total 7. So 6 are here and 7th electron is here in a 5s. So now D2 sp3 hybridization can take place. So 2d 1s and 3p orbital undergo hybridization and forming the hybrid orbital of equivalent energy, and in this case 6 ammonia donate electron pair and forming D2 sp3 hybridization. Cobalt also form outer orbital complex, and now this is the example of inner orbital complex. So this is the D2 sp3 because this is inner orbital complex because the d orbital used are inner. So in this way the cobalt 2 plus ion form octahedral complex, and this one is a inner orbital complex. And some limitations are there of valence bond theory. As we know that this theory offers no possibility of predicting the magnetic behavior except number of unpaired electrons. As we know, if there are unpaired electrons, then it is a paramagnetic in nature, and all are paired, then it is diamagnetic. But even that, this is not predicting any magnetic behavior. So this is the one limitation. Another limitation is complex formation in case of certain metal ion is totally unsatisfactory. That is we have seen complexes of different geometry, and here that is the formation of complex is unsatisfactory means, as we know, Cu2 plus form complex in D9 species. D-sp2 hybridization is obtained by the promotion of one 3d electron to a higher level, and hence this should be lead to the oxidation of Cu2 plus to Cu3 plus, a process which occur rarely. This is not possible. So formation of complex in case of copper 2 plus ion is unsatisfactory. Third important limitation is that this theory offers does not give any explanation for the causes of maximum pairing. So pairing of electron taking place, and what is the cause of that is not explained. In this theory, too much stress has been given to the metal ion, while the nature of the ligand is not properly stressed, because we are taking the metal ion, and in this case in the VBT we are taking metal ion, vacant orbital of metal ion, hybridization of orbital of metal, and ligand orbital is not considered. So more stress is given to the metal ion and not to the ligands, and it does not predict any distortion in the symmetrical complex, whereas all Cu2 and titanium-3 complexes are distorted. So this theory does not explain any distortion in the complexes or geometry, distortion in the geometry of the complexes. This theory also does not explain the thermodynamic properties of the complex. It does not explain the electronic spectra of the complex, and therefore modern theories are there, that is crystal field theory and also ligand field theories are there to explain the spectra of the complexes. This theory cannot explain the temperature dependent paramagnetic nature of the complexes, and also cannot explain the reaction rate and mechanism of the reaction. So some of these are the limitations of valence bond theory. So here we have discussed detail about the formation of complexes on the basis of valence bond theory. Based on this valence bond theory, we have discussed the formation of complexes like tetrahedral, square planar of D4, D5, D6, D7, D8, D9 and D10 complexes.